Yo, what up? It's Eric, aka Very Berry, aka So Raspy.
Yo, what up? It's Jeff, aka Put the Pause on Him, aka Ease.
Jason Phillips, aka Kool-Aid's Too Sweet, aka Your Feet Stink, aka Jadakiss.
Here's your third favorite podcast to waste time with ItsTheReal. Jada, what's happening?
It's good, my brothers.
Everything's good. Good to see you, yo. It's you know, we like to, especially in this day and age, tell people how we feel about them. Being your friend is the greatest for so many reasons, but
I still can't believe you know my name.
it's fucking the best. And when we texted you the other day and said, yo,
Jeff is crazy.
we're like, yo, do you want to come on the podcast, do another solo episode? It's been 5 years.
Sure.
You said, are elephants heavy?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said, actually. But yeah, yeah. We fortunate the same way. The feeling is mutual. We fortunate to go back with you guys before y'all got all this money. You know what I mean? We knew y'all early starting out.
Facts.
And, we build a bond, and we good friends, and it's always a pleasure to do, the movie reviews and to come on for my album.
All of that.
It's all love. Or just
to do barbecues, the whole thing.
yeah. Barbecues,
text messages.
You know what I mean? Nah, but for real.
Yeah.
You gotta get the ice there. I'll get you a chain with that.
Absolutely. Especially with this album, Ignatius, which was based around not only some storytelling stuff about Jay Jackson, Icepick, Ignatius, but also a lot of ideas that he wanted to see come to fruition. Mm-hmm. We heard the album a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
It is a fantastic body of work. People were asking us about it because you played this for a small group of people throughout one day. Mm-hmm. And we told them, honestly, this is up there with your best work of all time. And I don't know if that's like the spirit of Icepick. I don't know if that's just like, your mind at work. But whatever it was is not only Grammy worthy, but something that stands the test of time and is a true, amazing representation of a great man, Icepick.
I really appreciate that. And you guys knew him, so you're listening as, from your work aspect, but you also know him, so it's you're able to grasp it a little different than some of the other people that was in the room. And that's something that I appreciate, because the people that knew him or knew of him, they will receive it a little different than just a regular fan or somebody that's just listening or for the first time or just think it's just a project that I put out. There's a different meaning with it. But overall, it felt good. It felt like he A&R'd it from heaven. You know what I mean? Even though Ill Will was the first actual A&R from heaven. Shout out to Nas. Mm-hmm. But it felt like his energy was there for the whole process. You know what I mean? Even now.
Yeah, I mean,
And shout out to Steve Carless too, by the way.
Yeah, Steve O. Shout out to my man Steve O. He's fighting a fight with me, man.
I want to go back to the beginning of your relationship with Pick. Where did you guys meet?
I actually met him in Mart 125 on 125th Street when I was probably 18 or something like that. When D from Rough Riders, Darren, would just have us hanging out with him and bringing us around Harlem and battling and just, just getting us to soak up culture and learn some things. And
did he know you?
He was a jeweler. He knew of me because he was buzzing. Yeah. But he was actually, his name is Icepick because he's a jeweler. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He worked at Black Man's Jewelers inside the Mart, and that was unique to me. That, at first I thought it was some type of front. They were selling drugs or something, because I'm like, Black Man's Jewelers, ain't no damn black jewelers. But then he started really going downtown in the district and making molds, and he knew about the quality of diamonds, and he knew about gold, and he knew about, Then it went to him. Fast forward, he became the A&R Rough Riders, and he worked on our albums and X albums and the compilations and all that. But then he would make out jewelry though. he still had the passion. He used to love, like, when I want a new piece, he like, nah, kiss, what you want? Come back with the molding, go set it, diamonds on, then that my Rough Rider piece, my D-Block piece, all of my jewelry mostly, he designed it and made it, him with Jacob's nephew and some of his other jewelers he had down there, but he was incredible at doing that as well. I thought that was unique for a young black dude to be actually know about jewels, diamonds and how to make jewelry, so. Then he got nice at A&R.
Yeah. Well, how did he make that step?
I think he was infatuated. Like, when we would go there, he always would just talk music. He would never really. I would have to talk about jewelry to him, but he was really asking D what was going on with the riders, and it's like soon as it started bubbling, they brought him in, and it's like he knew nothing about it. Then in a few years, he knew everything about it, and he had wild connection. He could talk to anybody, and so his whole story was incredible. And after the whole Rough Rider blow up, we took over the world for a nice amount of years and launched solo careers, and X became an iconic figure, did Woodstock and movie deals, and broke the statue of when you could drop albums back to, then
two number ones.
D got into the accident. Rough Riders kind of went down a bit. So I grabbed Pick to work with me. He like, yo, Kiss, I want to work with you. I'm like, hell yeah, I need you anyway. So grabbed him.
Were you guys best friends at that point?
Nah. He was just still cool. Like, when Rough Riders went down, he was in Harlem, I was in YO. We didn't see each other for a while, but we'd see each other, like, he called me or whatever. But one day he called me like, yo, I want to work. Then after we started working together, that's when we started getting closer, because he had to come to the crib and we'd just be there for hours building about my brand and talking about the locks and just anything, how to make everybody bigger and better. He was for that, always for the cause. And
one of the smartest guys we ran into, and I think that's why, like, snakes find snakes, good people find good people, and smart people find smart people, right?
Yeah.
So Steve Carlos and him were like super tight. Remo and him, super tight. And those guys all thought differently too. Did you understand that bringing a guy like that to Interscope to, like, help you with your solo career?
I knew that would be a boost, because it's just his relationship and rapport and how people. He was a good people person. Everybody he dealt with, they really dealt with him, and they really trusted him, and they really, it wasn't like just a business thing, or it wasn't like they smoking mirrors. Pharrell, Alicia, Swiss, anybody he messed with, they really fucked with him. So you already know he had that energy to get stuff done, to get answers. I would never go in Def Jam. I'll send him in there. He go in all the departments and come out with the real deal answers. So that's a big thing that I'm missing now, because, it's back to Tell Me Anything. But I had him actually. He was in there and it was working. Like, our formula worked. I could send him to
It's
anywhere.
like a translator.
Yeah. I could send him to anybody to get beats, anybody to get verses. He'd be on them. He'd be consistent with it till we got it. Clearances, all of that stuff that's killing me now, he was able to do that for me. And you never know how much somebody is valuable to you till you lose them. Like, you always hear that with girls and stuff like that, but as far as in the work field and, just everyday life, you never know how much of a chunk of your life could lose with somebody's passing, or, and that's it happened to me, and I'm rebuilding it right now under people's eyes, but it's a real shock. It could really hurt you, like,
We were up at the Apollo for the going home service, right? And I was saying to Tommy before, I was like, we're in this good times and bad, we celebrate with you, but we're also, gonna go to the bad times, and you're there and you cry too.
No doubt.
So when we were up there, and it really was a beautiful service, and you were up there, and Styles was up there, and Swiss, and like a lot of people were there. And I don't remember you speaking. It was a lot on your soul. I know. Mm-hmm. I know it was out of nowhere because they wanted to keep the news from you because they knew how you would feel. But can you talk about what a rebuilding process has been like for you inside? Because that's a lot.
It actually made me a better man, like a better person. Like after his passing, I bought a house. I got my family situation got better and tighter, and along the right lines and means. My workout regimen got solid. My thinking process got better. Now I just gotta put that into the bit. Like I started with me first, like getting the foundation right. Now I'm gonna, I did the interior. Now I'm working on the exterior.
We lost our dad 10 years ago, right? And I think about this a lot. I'm like, would we be the people we are today? Like, I want him to be here. I want him to see the success we had. Without that,
but it sparked something in the same.
Is that crazy to say?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, see, that's ill. You can understand. Yeah, that's the same sort of thing. Like, and he's proud and he's happy of what y'all become. The same with Pick. I know he's happy the way I'm conducting business, the way the change for the better.
So you put together this album. Did you start right away, or was that something that you could therapeutically?
Yeah, how long did it take?
Actually, it took me. I didn't have no idea it was gonna be this. Like after the funeral and the going home service and just speaking with his daughter a lot on the phone and his son's mother and just people, our mutual friends and family. Like I'm like, dang. Because it was weighing on me still. I still can't believe it sometimes. I look at his text messages. I'll be listening to beats he sent me. I'm like, damn, Pick, anybody but Pick. Like, god damn. So then I'm like, I'm just going to do an album. I'm going to do an album. I'm going to name it after him. I'm going to use some of the production. I'm going to do some of all of them shit start coming to my head. Like, that'd be a good way to close it. That'd be like my ashes on my mantle.
Yeah.
For me, that's what I made it for. And even as far as to the cover art being a pain, I'm gonna own the actual one probably, or put it in my crib and have it. And I could talk to them the way people talk to the ashes and like that. I made it a good, a positive out of a negative or a bad situation, and then we get the ball back rolling, come with the new Locks album, come with the documentary, come back with a Kiss for the summer, regular, hard, killing people.
Yeah.
Nah, just like that, but it felt a sense of closure after it all just came to me. All right, this what you going, this is like, he told me to do it, like, this is what you need to do, and you know what I mean? Like he was still here, like some movie shit. But yeah, it took a while, but because I was trying to figure out how to shake it off, and that was the final. Do this, and then you good, man. Everything else, you working, family good, new house. Do this for him, get. And that's how it's going.
Yeah. We haven't talked about this, but is there any part of you that wishes that you knew earlier?
Yes, definitely. I wish I could have, because he was they said he was trying to do holistic, and
go down to Mexico.
That's good, but you got to get some of the regular doctor shit first with cancer. You can't really, they even had Dr. Zebby's wife came there and made a drink for him that was working, they said, for like a month or so, but he stopped taking it. But he needed some of the regular medicine and chemo and all that, then the holistic. He was trying to he was trying to do him and Steve-O, he thought he was going to beat it and then come with a whole, this is how you do it, but I ain't how he should have did it.
Where'd you get that?
Also some money, he could have used help financially. Steve-O was taking care of everything on his own. Just Pick was incredible because he spun me. I was speaking to him for a while, and he was, I'm coming downtown. Nah, I gotta. And then after he died, I'm like, every time you try to see him, he would make something up. That shit was crazy. You know what I mean?
So you featured his voice on the album too?
Yeah, got some lyrics, some ad-libs from something, maybe one of my other albums when he was doing some talking or something. He was able to have.
Did you remember that, or someone else remember it?
No, I knew. I knew we had something in the machine. I just told Dazel and Poobs, don't we got some like vocals? And they're like, yeah, there's something in there. So,
And you finished some ideas that you and Pick had talked about. He wanted you always to work with
Pusha, yeah. We did locks. We did the locks and clips, but he wanted me to do a song with Push. He encouraged that every 5 albums ago. Please, know what I mean?
Why did it take so long?
Guess we were just both mutually busy and working it out, but it wasn't that hard to. Yeah. It was never that hard to do.
I know when Me dropped, we hit you on text and we were like, yo, like, this is it, man. This, like, you talking your talk, and my favorite part of it is it's all facts.
Yeah.
Like, that's a real fucking great record.
Yeah. I mean, I really loved Me because the beat, I love the track so much. Shout out to Brian Michael Cox.
Big shout out, yeah.
The beat is just so soulful, I know. Even though that's one of the beats that Pick wasn't here for me when I picked it, but I just felt he would have loved that beat. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So again, it's like he A&R'd it from heaven. He like, pick that beat, get it, make sure you pay him his first half and handle the samples. And I was just hearing him saying all that stuff. So you know what I mean?
But from good dude, good heart,
mm-hmm.
to the record labels you made a lot of money,
mm-hmm.
to shouting out Steve Stout for that commercial,
mm-hmm.
like
large bag from Steve Stout.
So I know you're going to Genius after this, and I don't know if you're doing like one of those verified things, right, mm-hmm. where you talk about the song and break it down. But I always thought this would be the greatest idea if for your song Me, which is all about you and all about these facts, if you sent us to do it.
That'd be hard.
The two of us sit down and explain your lyrics. We're like, well, yeah.
That would be hard. We gotta see if we can do that.
With no explanation
we gotta
either.
See if we can do that. Just for that song, y'all going.
Just for that song. Yeah.
That's hard.
Like Jada couldn't make it today, but we'll happily discuss his lyrics.
That's great.
So Steve Stout's the commissioner. So I was watching an interview that you did with Nick Cannon from like 3 months ago or so.
Yeah.
And you were out in LA, and he does this quick fire thing where he's talking about like lightning round questions.
Yeah, like best thing, worst thing.
Yeah. And he asked you,
what was your worst job?
Worst job.
Walter's Hotdogs.
And that may not mean anything to anybody who didn't grow up in Westchester.
They don't know.
But when we found out that you worked for a summer or something like that, at Walter's Hotdogs,
which is like it's an institution. It's in a Japanese pagoda.
Oh yeah. In Mamaroneck, right across from the high school, and like we would never imagine that Jadakiss or Young Jason would be working there. What made working at that place
the worst?
So bad?
That wasn't the one I worked at.
That wasn't the one?
It was another one on Tuckahoe where
it's a chain?
Yeah, there's more than it's actually. I seen them out of state and all of it.
Wait, you didn't even get to work at the actual Walters?
No, I worked at.
You worked at like.
But it was a real one, but it wasn't the real.
They got the truck too.
Yeah, this
by
was
the way.
A spinoff.
Yeah,
it was a real one though. It was
Yeah, I mean they still made hot dogs,
donuts, and all that is in Tuckahoe.
Yeah,
hotel.
Yeah,
it was
over there
when they first built that little shopping mall strip. It was a Walters there, and I was working in it.
What were you doing?
Making hot dogs. Just making hot dogs.
Yo, does that make you like?
My uncle's girlfriend was the manager, so
shout out to her.
She plugged me with the job. Yeah, shout out to Joanne. She got me the job.
Does that make you never want to eat hot dogs again?
Hell no. Hell yeah.
Can't smell that shit.
There are lots of reasons not to eat hot dogs.
Anymore?
The job was actually sucked though. It was nobody there.
Yo, you keep talking like this, you're not gonna get hired there.
Yo, could you pull on your friends and like, you know, either hook them up with hot dogs or like
Well,
get
what-
them
how-
jobs?
but how many of your friends were coming to-
Nobody was coming. I mean,
Yeah. Was
they
anybody
might come
driving
in
the
and laugh. They used
the
to come
20
in and
minutes?
laugh at me. I mean,
Did you have to wear a uniform?
Hell yeah.
Damn.
What was it? Like a polo?
I ain't sure if it was all the way button down or polo. Something nasty though. It was horrible.
Shitty hours?
Shitty hours. The
Yo.
hours when everything's going down, I'm in there putting relish on dogs. They heard me that summer.
So we were talking with the guys the other day. Styles and Sheik stopped by. We did a review of Knives Out, right? And we were talking beforehand. We're just like, yo, because this is the craziest thing to me. You got shoes on shoes, right? And Sheik always complains that he doesn't have the hookup. He's like, nah, man, like, you know.
Yeah, he's like, Jada's got, you know, person at Nike.
Yeah.
They always lying.
Yeah,
I plugged them with Dawn Baxter. I plugged them with Reg. Sheik probably got some packages, and Sheik got Jordans in his crib that's worth thousands of dollars that he don't even care about. But he just choose to say that.
You know that
they
Sheik-
got the same connect. And I buy a lot of my sneakers is bought.
Yeah.
So they sometimes they get it misconstrued with the sneakers they send us.
We're not trying to break up the locks right now. Yeah.
Nah, they know that. I'm more of a sneakerhead.
Yeah.
Luch is real estate. Luch
But-
is rich.
No,
Luch
but-
is the richest. Luch is filthy rich.
No, yeah. He's
Yo.
lost touch. He's
Yeah, he's not with the people
he's
anymore.
like your old uncle that's just filthy rich. That, you know, Luch is rich. Bro.
I love that one of the things that Sheik told us is he doesn't check his DMs. He only just learned that you can that people are DMing him. So like there were like DMs from like 50 and
Yeah.
Angie and like all these people, and he had no idea. So he just found out like
It's crazy.
just now.
It's crazy.
Yeah, because he just got from having the iPhone 2. he goes like 5 years out. So he waits to. He should have just been off the 4 or something. Like he's crazy.
But
He ain't gonna get the 11 to 2027. Then he's gonna get the one we got now. He's crazy with this.
But the two of them said that when it comes to traveling with shoes, you're the guy. You got like just like closets full of shoes that you're traveling with on tour.
Oh yeah, because I
Need to
got
look
I
right.
bring. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I was deprived when I was younger.
You made up for it though.
Yeah, I love sneakers. That's one of the things that I like. Like, you know what I mean? I love kicks.
Do you got separate suitcases for your shoes?
Fortunately, a 9 or a 9.5 can fit good. I could easily always fit.
Oh, you
like
got sample
4 or
size,
5
too.
pair of
Yeah.
sneakers, yeah.
Yeah.
What's like your like rarest #rare pair of shoes?
Well, I have the Kobe pack.
You pull them shits out and wear them?
I wore the 8s. I didn't never wear the 3s. The 3s are still dead stock, but I wore the 8s. Mostly all of the Kanye's, the Nike and Adidas. Oregon 5s. They're about to come out, but they're not gonna have all of the ducks and there's the O on them and all that. So
If I need to pay my rent, would you give me a pair to sell on like StockX?
definitely.
That's a real
Look
friend.
what I
That's a
want
real
y'all
friend.
to do though. Look, this is real because nobody seems to be. I even went to StockX headquarters. It's super dope. Y'all gotta go there. It's super dope.
Dan Gilbert and them, right?
Yeah, I met Dan.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dan. He just had a stroke 6 months ago. So
Oh, wow.
that was his first day back in the office. I
Wow.
was able to meet him. The headquarters is crazy. They got a secret store for a VIP store that got stuff for nice prices for people like us. That's gonna blow your mind. All of them, they got everything there.
Yeah.
You like what? You know what I mean? But it was dope. I want to take some of my collection and get a car. I want to. We need to do it. We need to set it up and do it.
By the way,
Everybody-
you're the second person.
I want to sell some and get the money and get a car and film it all.
Jonathan Mannion came here and he was like, yo, after we finished taping, and he's like, have you heard of this thing? And I really wish I remember what it was. It was like My Trailer or something like that, right? That you put a car on. And he was like showing us all these rare cars. He's like, let's buy one right now. I'm like,
yeah, it was like
let's?
auction sites. Yeah,
He was like-
he thinks that like we have like any money, and we're just like
He was like, you like Porsches? We're just like, are we really doing this right now? He was
he's
full
like,
in on
he's
it.
like, all we have to do is just put up, like thousands of dollars each, and I'm like, sure, yeah.
In New York City, by the way, where are we gonna park? In a fucking lot? You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know y'all got the bread.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
John, you know.
It's
I
under
know.
the futon.
We know.
so you had this new album out. It took you how long to record, you think? All in.
Nice amount, a couple months. You know what I mean?
'Cause
But
you
then
record all
go,
the time.
Stop,
Yeah.
and then you go back. We was also making a Locks album at the same time. Friday on Elm Street in between,
Yep.
and bunch of features. I owe a bunch of features right now. Now I gotta do.
Do you plan to do stuff just for your solo? Or do you like switch it up? You're like, no, maybe this could be good for the Locks album.
Yeah.
Or maybe this could make
Like,
for a
how
good
do you
feature.
divvy it up?
Yeah. I mean, you just create, and then sometimes some songs make it. Sometimes they fit better for something else. You hear them for something else. You throw it over there, or you pull it and put it over there. It's just about making them, though. You gotta, as an artist, your power is your song quality and quantity. You need songs. They care right now about your social presence and followers more than the music. But
I mean, that's what I care about.
that's what the labels care about too. You gotta have all of that, and you gotta have some good music with that, and then that will make them some money.
Yeah.
As well as yourself.
Your song with Pusha, it was released, and then there was the untimely murder of Pop Smoke.
Yeah, shout out to Pop Smoke.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace. Condolences to his family.
And
condolences to Steven and to Shiv and everybody too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the song comes down because for a few reasons, but what was your thinking in the aftermath? I mean, I know it's such a small thing, but it's like, it's like you have a thought that's in the world, and it's just like it's not something that you meant. And then, that
Right, the context changes then.
yeah.
No, it's art. I mean, for anybody that, the song was created months before
Yeah.
this untimely incident happened to Pop Smoke. So it's not, wasn't released with malice or none of that. It's just a song that me and him created that we thought was dope.
Is it going to go back up?
Yeah. We didn't pull it off the project. We just pulled it from, we didn't want to.
Schedule.
We wanted to leave a, sense of light
Yeah.
on I actually pulled the whole album to next week because of the Kobe thing and the Pop Smoke. You know what I mean? So March 6th is gonna be the actual date, just because out of respect
Yeah.
of all the stuff that's going on is bigger than any music. You
Some
know what I
heavy
mean?
shit.
When you lose
Yeah.
loved ones and daughters and sons and fathers, and so you know what I mean, as a real dude that is a father and a man first, we gonna release it on March 6th, the entire album. And hunting season is on there, and it'll be released.
Right on.
The way it got leaked, they told me Australia's the day before, so they had to give it to them.
Yeah.
And it already came out because their Friday is
Right.
out
It's
there.
out. Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's how it still managed to get leaked somehow a little bit, but we're gonna still push the button on it and let the actual video out. And
I'm
all
glad.
Stuff
Yeah.
is still going.
I'm
what I mean?
glad.
Just after some of this stuff,
Give it some time.
give it some time.
Were you in LA just to be in LA, or were you there for?
No, I was in LA for the Grammy weekend for the Rock Nation brunch to do some promo for the album, and the city just stopped.
Yeah.
It to me is another crazy time because I was also in LA when Biggie got killed, so it felt similar to a certain degree, but it was even crazier with Kobe because the whole entire city stopped.
Yeah.
It's like it was going.
And both times are celebratory like weekends that you're out there, that's just a mind fuck.
Grammy weekend is a little spooky now after the Whitney Houston and a couple things always happen. It seemed like on Grammy weekend.
Yeah,
It's
you
like,
can't be in that same mind state.
Yeah. You can't even be in that same state. You
Yeah,
might as well
yeah.
go somewhere else,
Yeah,
Acapulco
yeah,
or one
yeah.
of them. You ain't getting the Grammy. Don't go to the Grammys. That's what I'm getting off that.
Nah, but next year's Grammys though, like you got some shit on this album that really is powerful.
Y'all
and
don't get the vote. Y'all ain't earned the.
No.
What?
How? Wait, what?
How you?
Wait,
No, because the
what
people
do you
that
think we do?
Oh no,
Because a lot of people don't
y'all
know.
very significant and influential people to the hip hop culture, brothers.
I thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's very meaningful.
It's not true.
I go genius. Oh, they're hitting us for genius. But yeah, no, Ed Lover got votes for the Grammy.
He got a vote?
I think
He
so.
also like built hip hop.
You right. I ain't comparing y'all to Ed Lover because he could be y'all dad. But y'all who says who's the people that vote for the Grammys? Full of shit. Man.
Until you get nominated for one, and then it's a different story.
Then I'm like all on board. It's
Yeah.
just like, Grammys for everybody.
I got nominated for Why, and the best thing was sending my mom and pop to the Grammys and letting them do the red carpet and go there. I still didn't really care. I knew I wasn't gonna win.
Damn.
But
You don't even
they
have, like, a
love
little-
it and they
What were you up
enjoyed it.
against? What were you up against that year? Do you know who won?
I forgot somebody.
The world forgot.
Yeah. They would have remembered if they would have let Why win though, but hopefully we get one for this something off this joint, man.
Absolutely.
For Pick, man, and let it be.
How about that
Vicariously through Pick.
that 2 Chainz record? What's it called?
Angels getting pedicures.
It's the most fire name ever. So he does his verse, and he mentions that one of his lines.
He said that actually before he came
Oh, he
on
did?
with his verse. Yeah, he said the pianos on his track sound like angels getting pedicures.
Were you like, that's
Message.
it? Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, man. We here. We just working. We just happy to be here. We happy to be working, to be able to do whatever we want to do in life. Be healthy,
All blessings.
Take nice family trips. Get exclusive LeBrons
No,
and
come on.
Travis Scotts
Come on.
and things of that.
No, don't. Yeah, just keep. No, just keep it
Rich
over there. Nah.
rich dude, Air Max or some type of, you know what I mean?
No,
he goes rich guy, he goes young rich guy.
We're just trying to save up so we can
Couture.
buy Chic some shoes.
Yeah.
She got wild Jordans in his crib. He just like soft sneakers now.
He does.
He
He
turned
was
into
talking
like,
about that.
he
Yeah.
like comfortable joints. He turned comfortable feet.
He needs pillows.
I love some of your Instagram posts that probably don't get like a ton of attention. I like the one where you're dressed up as a train conductor.
See, I was on set.
What was that?
That's the movie I did on Netflix. The
With Kyle.
yeah,
Got it. Yeah.
super duper
Then
Kyle.
why? And what was Styles dressed up as a MTA bus driver?
He's a bus driver for something that's coming out.
What, on the side?
No, a movie.
Is he doing
man.
okay?
It's a movie. He ain't MTA. Styles P, the new MTA
Yo,
bus
but
driver.
that picture is still like on some of his socials and his cameo and all that,
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
I never even seen it though. I know he shot it. I ain't see it yet.
I like the one that you did for your dentist, where you were shouting him out. Do you get like a discount for that? Or was it just like
There's
off the
already
strength?
discount. He's actually Ajua's cousin.
Really?
What?
Yeah, so
That's wild.
it's a family plug, and he's dope dentist.
That's
Well,
great.
thank God.
Dentist.
Otherwise, it's just a plug and you're just like...
No, dentist is dead serious, dog. I know dudes that got the wrong tooth pulled out that went blind and all that. So you go to the
Yeah,
can't
that was
play
like
with your
that was like a
dentist.
whole journey you just took us on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Terrible.
I'm telling
So
you,
you get the whole-
I know real shit. You gotta keep your
You get
dentist.
the wrong tooth pulled out.
Dentist is important.
Get
Yo,
your...
you show up to get clean one day and they fucking
Pull the wrong tooth out blind. Rest in peace to my man Unga Bunga, man. That happened to him.
Yo, do you remember the first time that we did an interview with you was down in Orlando for All Star? And it was in your hotel room.
It was like a suite of some sort.
Orlando All-Star. He was in jail.
Yeah. And we had to go
He was
through...
in jail. Remember?
No, I didn't
Remember I had my son. Remember I had my son and my godson with me. That was his son.
Crazy.
He wasn't there though. Yeah, and
Did not know
I
that.
bought them. Me being
Kay's
a
going to
good-
talk about it on his new
Me
album.
being a
coming
good
up.
son.
Yeah.
I mean, being a good godfather and
Good heart.
father. I took the boys with me down there. I remember that.
You
I
also
a
had
nice
like
room.
15 other people in there.
Yeah, there
too.
were so many people.
We were hitting up Kiwi, we were hitting up Pick, we were hitting up Michael with the eye patch. Like,
Michael.
yeah, there were just a long list of people that we had to go through to like track you down. And finally, when we did it, we went into our AKAs and the gunshots and the whole thing.
That bugged me out.
Yo,
Yo,
I
we had to
thought
do
I
it
was
twice
prepared.
because like you guys screwed up the sound because you were so loud, and then everybody sort of posed between us like we were like Chip and Dale from like the Rescue Rangers.
Yeah. Yeah,
Just
just like taking pictures in between. It was crazy. But that was the first time that people saw video footage of you with your hairline. Because you were gone with the baldy for the longest. And people were like, what is going on here?
Yeah, with it. Yeah,
You shocked people with that.
Did you ever forget that you had a hairline?
nah.
When did you know it was the right time to bring it back, though?
When Styles was already bald, but when Luch went bald, I always told them when both of y'all go bald, that's when I'm coming back. Yeah. So that's what actually happened. You know what I mean?
Were you surprised at the reaction online?
Yeah, I mean, people going, if you still looking at, if you come right now with 360 waves after having to Mark Anthony for all these years, they gonna think something is up. You know what I mean? That's like Jeff, you just get the cornrows right now,
Yo.
like Travis Scott.
I am not a
They gonna
cultural
be like,
appropriator.
Yeah, they gonna be like, what the hell happened to Jeff? You know what I mean? So yeah, it takes a while to get used to. And some people always gonna think you went to the hair club for men, but I was never bald. I was just rocking the baldy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You had to shave like what every day?
Nah, my hair don't grow like that either, so it wasn't. And people who knew me used to see me with hair. It's just you never would see me on a picture or video or out at a public event.
Yeah.
But in the hood,
I'm glad that you saved it for our interview.
I know, yeah.
No
That
doubt.
was a
You know what I
great-
mean? It was
yeah.
strategic marketing. It was marketing.
Did you
Wait.
go to the place where they use a straight razor and just like
Nah. I used the
do the
clippers,
full
the
like
grazes.
shave and all that?
I need the clippers. I just really start getting in tune with the razor.
Have you been? What's the weirdest place you brought a barber out to?
Walter's Hot Dogs.
Nah, I really don't like getting foreign cuts or like a cut.
No, where'd you fly like your regular guy out to?
Tour.
Yeah.
Bringing a barber on tour is mandatory. Instead of just flying them.
So all the 9s and 9.5s, and your barber. That's your rider.
You need that. Yeah.
I have a question for you. I've been wondering for about, I don't know, 5 years, however long 8 years. So we exchanged numbers in Orlando, and you would have me text you, like, because we were trying to get you on our album. You were like,
Oh yeah. Y'all ain't gonna do another one?
Yeah, we're doing another one.
Yeah.
Oh, and we got a record for all three of you guys.
No
so
doubt.
yeah.
I owe y'all some ball.
But okay, so I look like a psychopath because I was just texting you like and not getting a response. But
You still got 5 years ago texts?
yeah, hell yeah. What?
Yo, shit.
I need receipts. So out of nowhere, one day you text me and you just said, "I just seen Charmaine." This has nothing to do with what I was asking you. You just said, "I just seen Charmaine." I go, "Shaheem?" No response. So is that Charlemagne?
I don't know what the hell that is, dog.
Like, by the way, total psychopath again. Just all green text.
That's crazy.
So another thing that longtime It's the Real fans know is that when you three came over to our old place, our old apartment, and did a podcast just about the locks, and we talked about everything, you and Styles were on edibles. You immediately fell asleep on the table and then would wake up occasionally and start singing
New Edition songs.
lyrics.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yo,
And
you were off of something crazy.
Yo, it was wild.
You were off something
It was
crazy.
wild. Yeah. You were.
Somebody actually hit us up and said, like, I know what, like, somebody, I guess the guy, your plug, like, he gave you something.
Somebody hit you and said,
Yeah.
he knew what I was off.
Yeah.
So
He's like, I think it was this.
Jada is
I'm gonna look
asleep
it up.
on the table, and that led Sheik and Styles to start talking about movies, right? They're like, yo, you fuck with The Big Lebowski because they saw a book on The Big Lebowski. We're like, oh, fuck yeah, that's one of my favorite movies ever. So they start arguing. You wake up, you're like, yo, ask them about the color purple, right?
Yo.
And then that got them on
okay too.
On a
what was that?
That launched them into this whole thing about movies. And so I was like, yo, you guys should have your own podcast and talk about movies. And in that moment, Styles was like, no, we should have one and call it Two Jews and Two Black Dudes Review the Movies. And ever since then, clearly, we've obviously made this into a regular thing. We're making it into a more regular thing now. And it's become two Jews, and more often than not, three black dudes review the movies.
No doubt.
And it kills the people who still see the title Two Jews and Two Black Dudes when they're like, yo, but there's three black dudes. We're like, we know. And we have to explain every time that, and also all of your fans who jump in and just like,
yeah, these are two
white guys and three real Jews. And we're
Yeah.
like, yo, are we really getting into this like lost tribe shit, like the 12th thing? And it,
By the way, agreed.
Yeah.
Hard agree.
we're like culturally, like, who are the Jews? Like, I mean, like, what do you want us to say? In any event, it's interesting listening back to all your music, considering like this brand that we've launched together, right? Mm-hmm. And we all love movies. Whenever we go to the studio, you guys love to watch movies. When you guys come to our crib here, we watch the movie. Like, we don't just talk about the movies. We actually watch it together. And
it's
then
a 6-hour experience.
to remark on it. But you listen back and you're talking about, like, Life's a Bitch, Like the Mother from Blow. You know, all these different references.
Man, movies, yeah.
Great movies.
Movies are important to everything. I think athletes watch movies. I think rappers watch movies. I think actors watch movies. You know, movies are like visual books. Like, you need them. You need them. Sometimes if you took a while from watching a movie, something to just click and I gotta go watch.
Yeah.
Gotta go to the movies and catch up on these. You know what I mean? So
what's your biggest blind spot? Like a movie that you like have never seen that everybody else has seen. Like for a while, Eric and I had never seen In Too Deep.
Never seen it. Yeah.
And everyone talks about it, and you're left out.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, damn, I wish I saw that.
What were you saying?
Well, we had never seen Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't care about Star Wars.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest right here. This is going to break a lot of people's hearts. Until very recently, never seen the movie Heat.
Whoa.
But no, Kay, don't leave. Watched it recently. It's really good. It's a really good movie. I see what people were talking about.
Super duper dope.
So we were talking with the guys the other day about what heist movies we should watch. And we were talking about the roles that we would all play. And we were like, yo, who would be the driver? Would Jada be the driver? And they voted no. They were like, Jada's not going to be the driver.
Kay would be the driver.
Hell no.
No, they said Styles would be the driver, but that if we were lugging all this stuff back to the car and you and Kay were sitting in there might not be room for all of us to throw those like gold bricks in and everything.
Yeah, throwing gold bricks. Look at us.
Yeah. No, Sheik's going to carry everything and we'll jump in.
Yeah. Styles is going to be the driver.
Jeff's going to be the grease man.
Yeah.
I'll be the lookout.
I feel like I could do like the spray paint.
On the cameras?
Oh,
I'm tall.
Yeah. Feeling nice. Yeah. You know, Jeff is a criminal. I know you have it in you, Jeff.
So as long as we've known you, everyone's talked about the fact that you stay in the studio and you record and record and record and record. The Locks album is recorded, right?
Yeah.
It's finished, could be turned in tomorrow, and you guys could put it out there.
Yeah, we actually looking for treatments for the first single.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's going down, bro.
Where can people submit them? In Sheik's DM?
No, you gotta send them to the Rock Nation. You gotta send it to the Rock Nation team.
How about another Jada album after this?
Definitely. I'm coming back for the summertime.
It's all set? It's all ready to go?
It's some type of statute of limitation for time when I could get the Grammy nod. So
to focus on.
Yeah, is it?
You can only put out one album a year?
Nah, it's a certain. It's something. They got it rigged, but
no, I agree with that.
They got it rigged, but we're gonna make it work. Even if it got to be a mixtape, I'm gonna come back for the summer. Make sure I come back for when the weather breaks.
Do you think that? So, okay, being part of I don't know how it was when you recorded Y and promoted that, and what Interscope did to make that like Grammy nominated.
Jimmy Iovine, he spent the money. You know what I mean? It's not that simple. It's
But
not
is it-
Chinese arithmetic.
But do you have to go
He
around shaking
spent the
hands?
money.
You got to go like,
I didn't
you know.
go shaking. I did the same thing I'm doing now. He just put some money behind it and made it
Go?
go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not that.
But if the times change a little bit and you have to go out and shake hands and you have
I
to.
don't mind shaking hands.
All
That's
right.
what I'd rather shake hands than to do the cyber promotion. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm cool with the cyber because it could reach more of a mass of people, but I'd rather go inside the radio and shake the PD's hands and go sit with the DJs and the bloggers and, you know what I mean, opposed to Skyping and FaceTime. And when hands on and touching the people is always better than all this stuff.
So we know you as really, really funny, having great sense of humor. You guys laugh all the time, right? Are you surprised that like times have changed to the point now where it's like so acceptable to show like your full personality? Like
Yeah.
Styles talks about it. He's just like, yo, like I laugh, of course. Like who wants to be hard all the time, right? Like when we first started doing sketches 12 years ago,
Everybody was stiff.
Yeah.
stiff. And like when, yeah.
Yeah.
But like we come around and we do things with Bun and Clips and like Max B and
Joe Budden,
yeah,
yeah.
Slaughterhouse, and shows a different side of them. That lets people shift into that thing where it's
yeah.
like you're a more complete person because you're not just like frowning and you're not just
Yeah.
I mean, you also gotta know some. It's like a baby. Baby ain't gonna really warm up to you till she knows that she good.
yeah.
You know what I mean,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
some people is easier than, you know.
But-
some of these rappers is like stuck on. some is.
But you're willing to like talk about working at
Walters.
Walter's Hot Dogs, and you're willing to like make fun of yourself. And
Yeah, it
laugh
came from the bottom. We ain't everybody ain't a overnight success story, and that usually not a good story anyway. So when the more things you've been through, the more trials and tribulations and valleys and peaks, it's a better conversational piece. It's a better for the listeners. It's better for dudes that want to know more than just about your laugh freestyle or you know what I mean, something so frivolous as that. They want to, this internet, the good part of it is gives people a chance to get a part of you. You know what I mean? And
Well, I mean, is it hard to freestyle while Flex is like growling like this far away? Like, do you lose concentration? Are you like,
nah, you gotta.
no, you're being political right now. I don't want to hear this.
Nah, his growls don't bother me.
Do you have any good tunnel stories?
We was just talking about the tunnel yesterday. Nah, just the.
You ever had any problems
Cautions.
at the door? Pulling up with like
They tried to make me take
100
my
of your
shoes
friends?
off one day. That wasn't gonna happen. I don't even know how they even got it to that serious where you got to take your shoes off.
Were you not wearing your
Dudes
good
was putting
socks?
Guns in,
Yeah.
dudes was putting guns in their sneakers. Take your shoes off. This is a club or where we at? An Indian restaurant? Take your shoes off for.
I want to talk about some Yonkers legends.
Mm.
I want to talk about Lil Zane.
Shout out to Zane.
Isn't that crazy?
I had
Found
no
out the other
idea.
day.
I had
She's
no
like,
idea. he was
yeah, I
Zane.
know his father.
Lived down the block from. He came from down the hill.
Wild.
Yeah.
I mean, he moved to Atlanta when he was young.
Atlanta, yeah.
But then when
originally-
when he
Used to
got
come
signed,
back. He used to come back.
when he got signed and like was popping up on like 112 songs and doing the Tupac flow and everything, like were you just like, that's the kid from?
Yeah, no, that's Lil Zane. Yeah, we know.
That's
he
crazy.
was doing his thing, man. He went to the A and got on.
He did it. He didn't sign with Puff, but I was glad you mentioned that too, by the way. You're like, yo, threatened to throw a refrigerator at my guy Puff, You said, who else has gotten to it with Beanie and 50 besides me?
Mm-hmm.
It's real shit.
Real, all you gotta, real. I mean, whenever pain is relatable, and real life situations go further than talking about a bunch of things some people will never be able to obtain in life.
Yeah.
Some people like to hear it. Sometimes it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I do it. But real life situations and things of that type of nature will resonate more because everybody's been through that, opposed to everybody don't own a Rolls Royce. But everybody's been laid on a bill or lost somebody they love or, things, regular life things that happen. Yeah, real shit.
Yeah. Where do you place Checkmate in, like, the canon of great?
It never really gets.
Yo, it's proper.
You don't think so?
It's
no. When they talk about diss
somebody
songs,
texted us.
they don't.
Jeremy
you have
Corrales,
to, yeah.
Well, they don't put it in there like that. And it's a good. I ain't mad at it because me and Fifth is cool.
No, of course.
I actually gotta call him and do some work.
Yeah, he always
some moves,
she goes him a
TV
DM back,
But yeah, they don't mention it. Like,
no, it's
hopefully
it's still fire.
They don't wait till I'm dead.
Yeah.
They say that was one of the critically acclaimed.
Yeah.
No, we're powerful.
Songs. But it made Billboard.
We're powerful people.
It hit the Billboard.
It matters.
You know what I mean? So that was an accomplishment.
You are the only person, you can check this with Genius, to say predicate.
And rhyme it with Connecticut?
Yeah.
It's fire.
You know what I'm saying?
So, you're in a good health space, you're in a good mind space, you're in a good workspace.
Sure am. Especially when they finish with goddamn studio, man.
Yo.
Yeah, when is that getting finished?
So we were talking with you about it, and
you don't show up to the studio to actually check the progress.
No,
oh no,
he shows up too much.
Styles don't.
Yes,
yeah, Styles don't. Yeah,
I went there and made them. They wanted me to not go back. I went there and
I just want to talk about the old studio though, real quick. You guys were there for a minute.
18 years or something.
And
it was like a bunch of carpenters.
Yeah, it was woodworking, like on the same floor. You could smell them like cutting wood and all that. And then you show up and it's just, another door like you would find down the hall, but it said D Block Studios.
Oh, doubt.
You got to knock a million times and someone's going to like let you in.
Yeah.
And that is where you guys...
It was a very blue collar sort of space, right?
That is where you guys would record.
Yeah.
Who did you invite up there, and were they ever just like, you sure I got the right place? Like, would Fab show up and be like, what, third floor?
Yeah.
Fab been there Fab been there a lot of times.
There were people who turned around,
some
though.
dudes. Yeah. One time, Ricky Rose was coming to do a song with me. He got to the second floor. He said, yo, email me. Switched it to, yo. You got to email me this song.
When Ross came here, he showed up by himself. Yeah, we were just like, that's dope.
Yeah.
Stayed like for an hour and a half, 2 hours, just chilled. We were like, really? Shout out to Ross.
Yeah, even you don't show up by yourself. You show up with K.
Same thing as by myself. He on a gram. He ain't here.
No, Ross is a real one, though. And you know what we really loved is when we talked to him about the locks on the podcast.
He was dog, though.
He was like, yo, I respect them so much because they showed me love like early on. And I respect them coming from the mud just like I came from the mud. And you guys speak the same language.
Facts. That's my dog. He always come through. A phone call away whenever, some dudes get they get to a certain stature and then they forget about, because it ain't about the money. It's about answering the call and getting it done. So, some dudes they forget that.
You guys sold out your Sony Hall show.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Not only sold it out. Oh, and by the way,
it was
crowd super impressive.
Yeah, and it was on the same night as the Loud show
thing,
which is like similar audience.
Nervous.
Yeah.
No, well, before we get to that, we were gonna head down. Whatever, like it shows on at like 10 or something like that. We were gonna roll down at 9:30 or whatever. And before we leave, Jeff's like, "Yo, what are the guys gonna do?" I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Oh, because." There's a Loud show too or whatever. What do they pull up there? I was like, no, they got their own show. They're not going to do both shows. We show up. You're not there. Why? Because you went to Radio City, performed during Fat Joe's set, and then ran down. Shout out to Brian Yayo.
Yeah, freaky.
He's like, yo, we huffed it down there. Like, he was afraid we weren't gonna make it.
Yeah.
You did both shows that night.
Both shows. It was beautiful. Both sold out. Both. Well, I ain't sure if radio was sold. It looked like it was sold out.
Big crowd.
Yeah.
Great energy, right?
Energy was marvelous. Fat Joe pulled off a tremendous set. It was dope. Then Sony Hall was even dope because after going to the Loud show, I'm like, it's crickets at our show. There's no way there's that much people in the city tonight that want to.
Yo, it was
no
like
way this much
out.
Tickets was bought. All walk-ups.
Yo.
But when we got this Sony
Hall, a lot of wide-cut jeans, a lot of Timbs, you know.
Yeah. It was dope.
Yeah.
It was dope.
No, it was fire. You guys were playing mixtape tracks. You were.
Yeah. We had to rehearse. We went to a rehearsal. First time I went to sound check in a long time. I mean, I had to go there and actually learn some of them verses that day.
It was a great show.
Yeah.
It was a great show.
Yep.
Yeah. So next you go to Genius. You're doing some more press for this.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you want to send us to Genius.
The new, yeah. That's what we're.
Yeah, we're gonna see it. We're gonna see when we.
I could take a 3-hour boat ride over to Genius.
But the next big date is not the 28th of February anymore. We're talking
3/6.
March 6th.
Yeah, Ignatius. In light of everything that's going on, also a couple sample clearances. You gotta keep it real with the people.
Yeah.
We just got the stems back to the John Legend record, and he also wanted a nice grip, so we had to pay that and take it. Yeah, you gotta give
He
the
deserves
real.
it, though.
The
Yeah.
people,
We
paying them, man.
Yeah.
But the people sometimes don't really want to think, you just, it be other reasons. You gotta tell them both. We doing this because of the Kobe and his daughter and whole thing and the Pop Smoke. What happened to Pop Smoke, we paying respect to that. And some clearances, some P&B rock song. We even gonna have to replace him with somebody else in the John Legend song. We just got it, and we had to pay him a nice grip.
Yeah.
What was your relationship like with John?
Legend?
Yeah. Stevens.
He's cool. I mean, I don't really have when I see him, we speak, but that's to the extent of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I never been to his house for mashed potatoes.
I hope you get the invite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope the mashed potatoes is right. You know what I mean?
I think that it's super important. Look, our podcast, I can look to the turning point of our success with doing an hour and a half talk, right? Which is probably like 5 years ago, talking about not only the people who are like in front of the camera, but the people behind the camera. And when you get people like Sav and Steve-O up here, when you get people like Marsha St. Hubert up here, when Sycamores, you get the Brocky Marcianos, you get Nigel Tallies, you get all these people who are behind the scenes that people might not ordinarily know their names, certainly don't know their stories. Pick was one of the people that we wanted up here for a long time. Mar Brown, another guy who did radio over at Atlantic, legend, was at Interscope for a long time. He passed away. There's stories that deserve to be told. There's stories that deserve to be recorded and live on forever. And even though we were not able to get Pick up here, I'm so glad that you were able to put his story down in a very Jadakiss way on this album. And I thank you for that.
Thank you.
And I thank you for coming up here as always. And it really is a pleasure to be a friend of yours. And we appreciate you and we love you. And thanks so much.
The feeling's mutual, my brothers.